Alrighty, what is up you guys? My name is Edgar and welcome to Go Fast RC. So today I'm going to be rebuilding a very special and very old monster truck. By the title, you guys can already tell it's a first gen Emaxx right here. This thing is so cool. So a little bit of a backstory on this truck. This was actually my dad's Emaxx from when I was a baby. Like I was like 2 or 3 years old when my dad got this truck. And what do you know? It made its way back to me. So, yes, I'm going to be rebuilding this truck, making it look all nice and new, going to get it running good, and then it's going up on the shelf so it can stay nice forever. So, before we actually get into rebuilding the truck, I just wanted to show you guys and give you guys a little bit of an overview of what state the truck is in right now. So, as you guys can see, all along here, let me open up the blinds a little bit more. So as you guys can see all along here, it's all dusty and everything, and it is very, very crunchy. The suspension is not good at all. It doesn't have hardly any rebound, so the fluid in there is really, really old. Same on the back. Well, the back is a little bit better, but it's still not very good. It's really, 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 really dusty. Then these stupid Integy shock towers, they're all bent. Both of them are actually bent, which is not good. So that's why you don't buy Integy, because they suck. We got this very, 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 very dainty, rickety old body mounts. I'm going to need to buy those. And as you guys can probably already see, look at that. So yeah, that is not supposed to happen. There are no screws up here in this top deck, and I also have a little broken ear right here that hooks the chassis up to the bulkhead. One of those little ears is broken. This is the way it should look on this side, and on that side it is broken. So yeah, I'm not gonna be bashing this truck very hard at all. I probably won't even drive it very hard at all. So that little crack right there should be okay as long as I have good screws going into the rest of this thing. So this truck is actually a shift on the fly 2-speed. So you can see the servos right there. That's going to be pretty cool. It's got an original Novak system from way back in the day, which I'm going to try to reuse. But yeah, you can tell this thing is really old. Yeah. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the garage with the air compressor and just clean off all the stagnant dirt. So that's going to be the first thing I do. I don't know exactly when I'm going to be picking up the camera again because I'm pretty busy with schoolwork for most of this week. But we'll see. See you then. Alright, so as you guys can see, the dust did not completely go away. There is just so much grime and stuff on here from sitting for so long, but majority of the stuff that I would have wasted time on with the toothbrush is gone. Now it's all the heavy stuff that is actually really stuck and dug into the plastic. But now that the truck is nice and clean, let's take apart the front end. I'll give you guys a little bit of an update whenever it's off, and I'll also show you some pretty cool things that are on this truck. Alrighty, what is up you guys? Welcome back. It's another day. It's one day later, and today I want to show you guys how I clean off all my parts. It is not super complicated. You don't need any like special solvents or anything. It's pretty much what you use for dish soap, a brush, a bowl, some water, and you use that to clean off all your parts. So let me go grab my brush. Alright, so now I have my brush. It's not my normal brush that I used last time, but I think it should work fine. So let me fill this thing up with some water. So whenever you do this, you want to make sure that you have your bearings out of all your plastic. You want to make sure you don't have any bearings inside of your hubs or anything like that, and you also want to make sure you don't have any bearings in your diff cases and all that stuff. So once you make sure you don't have any of that stuff in there, just kind of just throw everything in there probably need to fill it up with water. With a little bit more water, actually. You even throw your shocks in there, and it's all right. A little watering isn't gonna hurt it. Next thing that I like to do is put on this Dawn 4 times more cleaning, Dawn Platinum. It does a pretty darn good job, if I do say so myself. So after I do that, spray this on here, get it all nice and bubbly. Once it's all nice and bubbled up, grab your brush, grab whatever part you are looking for, or grab whatever part you're gonna do, and then just start brushing at it. So I will admit that doing it this way is a little bit time consuming, but it is honestly the best way you can clean off your car, is just completely disassemble it, clean every part on it until it looks good again, which is what I'm doing here. So once you're done with your part, throw your brush into the bowl, and after that, make sure you're not throwing it over any dishes, and just gently rinse it off, and then bam, you have yourself some clean plastics now. So I'm going to do this a couple more times, so that way everything is all nice and cleaned off. Then I'm going to assemble everything, and you guys will get to see the final result of cleaning it this way, which I think is pretty good. Alright, so this is the end result. It looks pretty good. I could definitely use some WD-40 on it though, because there's a couple of parts where they got a bit dry, or they keep getting dry, and it looks like I didn't even wash it at all. But this is how it looks. It doesn't look half bad. I don't have all the parts that I need to really finish it off, so I'm gonna just leave it like this, partly assembled, so that way I don't have any, so that way my desk is not just full of parts. But I'm gonna go relax, eat some food, and watch TV. I'll see you guys whenever I get those parts, or whenever I go to work on that again. So, alrighty, so it is a couple days later, and I have a crap load of work done on the truck, and I'm sorry that you guys didn't get to see it, but it's alright. It's less for me to edit and less time lapses for you guys to watch. So let's look at this thing. So you guys can see this thing is a complete truck now, or well, almost complete truck. I still have the main power system out of it right now, and I have a couple of things missing on the truck still, but for the most part it's together. The main sections are all nice and cleaned up now. Mostly everything is put together. You guys can see I cleaned up the chassis right nice. Thing looks brand spanking new. As you guys can see, it is the original chassis because it's got that little crack right there. But I'm not going to be bashing this thing super hard, so it doesn't really matter. So I also did a little bit of a modification on the back, because you guys can see the back is wider than the front. And that is because I put the second generation Emaxx hubs on the rear, because I had them and I didn't have the first generation hubs, so I just put these rear hubs on here with the second gen drive shafts. So yeah, that's why the rear end looks a little bit wider, just because I put different knuckles on here. I put these thicker links on in the back because the ones that were originally on here were like super bent and twisted up. So I got that all squared away, put new oil in the shocks. The front is thicker than the rear end, but that's alright. Once I get some batteries and electronics in here and stuff, it should do okay. Yeah, that'll be it for today. I'll get you guys back on next time. Alright, so we are back a couple of days later. Well, not really a couple days later, like a week later. And we have made a whole bunch of progress on the truck. So let me show you guys that right now. So as you guys have seen in the previous, before in this video, I had this brushless system in there. Well, when I went to go and drive it, it blew up. Well, it didn't really blow up, but the ESC started smoking, as you guys can see right there, that big bubble. I don't really know what happened, but the ESC did not like its existence then. So I decided to get an electronic package that is similar. Let me turn on this light. I decided to get an electronics package that is similar to what this truck originally came with, just more modern. So we have the EVX2 in here. This truck comes in the TRAXXAS. This truck comes in the Summit, and it came in the 2nd gen Emaxx before they discontinued that. And these motors are out of the Summit. So kind of a similar setup to what this truck originally came with way back when in the early 2000s. It's just a little bit more modern. Same with the receiver and servos. It's the same setup. It's just more modern electronics. So pretty much that's where we're at. So yeah, it's pretty close to being done. So, yeah. So I have almost everything that I need to finish off the truck on my desk right now. So I needed drive shafts, which I don't have complete drive shafts, but I have all the pieces that I need to make drive shafts. So yeah, we have the drive shafts. Next up we have the bumpers. Again, they're not complete bumpers, but all the pieces that I need to make them. I have these washers that I needed for the A-arms right here. As you guys can see, they move back and forth, and they're not supposed to do that. So yeah, and then I have possibly one of the most important pieces in the truck. I have the the pinion gears and the spur gear with my little inserts and stuff that I need. So we should be able to throw this thing together here pretty soon. Should be able to finish it up here in a little while. So let's install these, and then we'll move on to the bumpers. Alright, so once you have that screw loosened, I'm just gonna got the batteries charged. It's a little bit later, as you guys can tell. There's not as much light coming into the room. I genuinely do not know what is wrong. Oh! Oh! That is so weird. Oh. That is weird. Look at this. That's not right. So pretty much anytime I do anything. Oh, listen to how smooth that is. Alright, let's take this thing into the front yard and see what it can do. It is probably just the receiver being dumb. Alright, so I don't think this thing is geared quite right. Alright, so as of right now I'm driving it. Let me shift it up. Alright, so that's first gear right there. Like, there's nothing there. It doesn't even have hardly any torque, it's just... Oh, well, I guess it does have torque. It's just not hardly any speed at all, so shift it, then second. Even in second gear, it's not that fast. It shifted weird there, didn't shift. I think it might just be underpowered with these batteries, if I'm being honest. Oh yeah, that's second gear full throttle. Batteries are already dead. Yeah, these motors draw a lot from these batteries. Alright, so it is a couple days later again, and yeah, we figured out that the problem was mostly with the ESC. And everything else that we tried out, it didn't work. So we tried out changing out the receiver. We tried changing out the servos. We tried changing batteries. We literally tried changing everything that we could, and it was still doing that weird cogging thing where you turn your steering wheel or you move your shifting lever, and for some reason everything would just kick on. When that out to me, I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that makes sense. So instead of my dad paying me for doing the yards like he normally does, he bought me this. This thing is brand new. It was definitely not cheap. And usually this kind of speed controller comes in a truck like the Summit, and I think that's the only truck that actually still uses the speed controller, is the Summit. I'm gonna take this guy out, slap the new one in, have my dad resolder these connectors to some Deans, because I'm not very good at soldering. And then after we do that, I'll take it outside, or well, I'll turn it on, and then we'll see what the heck is wrong with it. We'll see if that fixed it, because if changing out the ESC doesn't fix it, then that was $200 for nothing. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, and then we'll fire this thing up and cross our fingers and hope that it works. Alright, so I got this thing all wired in. Now all I have to do is just wait for my dad to finish up with the schoolwork, and then we can solder this on, and then hopefully we'll be able to turn this thing on and have it run right the first time. Alrighty, what is up, you guys? So today is the final day of the video, and we're finally going to be able to test drive the truck and make sure that it works. So let's do that. It's a little bit of a cloudy day, as you guys can see. It's a little bit muggy and stuff, and it's raining over there in that direction. So we're going to try to get this done before the rain hits here. Got our batteries in. It's kind of a struggle to get the batteries in on this truck, just because this truck was meant for much smaller batteries. So you kind of have to like squeeze these batteries into place. Alright, let's go. You guys can see that right there, popping wheelies and stuff. This thing is freaking cool. Except it doesn't jump all that great. That's the only downside to this truck. I think I have to make some adjustments to the shocks, and then it'll jump better, but we'll see. But like, check this out. So this is in first gear right here. Look at how slow that thing goes over that. We can go over here. Over here it actually flexes pretty good. It's like a rock crawler. It's like a Summit but older, without the locking diffs. See? Locking diffs. But when I use this truck is gonna mostly stay in second gear, unless I'm doing stuff like that, where I'm just goofing off and driving it really slowly over stuff. But first gear is definitely fun. So that's kind of, my dad showed me how to shift it. I didn't know how to shift it. I'm still not very good at shifting it. My dad can shift this truck better than I can. But I think the more that I drive it, the better I'll get. But like second is perfectly manageable on this truck. You can keep it in second the entire time you run it and it'll be fine. So that's pretty cool. That is going to be it for this video today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me, what do you have any TRAXXAS cars? Do you hate TRAXXAS? What's your opinion of TRAXXAS? Just comment something down below. I enjoy reading all of your comments. And yeah, that'll be it. Hopefully you guys have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you guys later.